Hey, Bubba! Bubba, man, the government finally picked up this here Tim Fisher feller. They got him. He's up there at Fort Knox. They asking him questions about why he's got more knives than anybody should have in the whole wide world. Yep. Government finally picked him up, Bubba. I'm going to do one of these here knife reviews until that Tim Fisher feller gets back, alright? Hey there, Tim Fisher feller people. That there Tim Fisher feller got picked up by the government, so I'm going to do a review on the greatest knife in the history of the whole wide world. This right here is called the EMPEDC First Cousin. Bubba, this here knife ain't called the First Cousin, is it? What's this here knife called? That's right, Bubba. That's right. This here is the EMPEDC Kinfolk. Bubba, this ain't called the... What's it? Is it called the Kinfolk? This here is the EMPEDC Relative. It's like a first cousin, but it's called the EMPEDC Relative. Now, this here Tim Fisher feller, he thinks he's cool, and he thinks the way you're supposed to open a knife is like this. Right? He thinks that's cool but that Tim Fisher feller, he ain't so cool, right? Because he's one of them city folk what wears tassels on his boots on Easter Sunday. You can't trust them kind of people. Now, I'm going to show you the right way to open one of these here knives. It ain't the way the Tim Fisher feller does it, because that there is irresponsible and reckless, and that there's a good way to lose a finger. So, here's how you do it. You hold it just like that, like a harmonica. I'm holding it backwards. You hold it just like that, like a harmonica. Then you take your other hand and you slowly lift up till you hear that click. Now, once you hear that click, that means it's loaded. All right, we're going to take a look at this here EMPEDC Relative. Now, this right here is the pokey part. All right, this part down here is called the poker, okay? And this part under here is called the cutter. So this here hobbit sword is great for skinning your possums. You poke him with the poker, and then you cut it with the cutter. Now, this here metal, what it's made out of, is called vibranium. It's very expensive metal. This here vibranium is super sharp. Now, you lose a finger messing with that vibranium. Now, this here knife has a safety feature. That hole right there. That hole right there is the same reason they got a hole in them Lifesavers candy. It's the same reason they got a hole in the cap of a ballpoint pen. Yep, that's right. That is so if you swallow it, you ain't gonna die. Hey, Bubba, you remember that time Granny swallowed that hobbit sword? Bubba, you remember that time Granny swallowed that sword and you had to back up into her with the tractor to get it out? That's right, Granny was skinning an armadillo to make an armadillo pie on Thanksgiving one year, and she was holding her hobbit sword in her mouth like that, and she swallowed it. And that hobbit sword didn't have one of these here safety features on it, and she's about to die, and so Bubba had to back right up into her with the tractor, and out it come. And she survived it, but this here EMPEDC Relative has a safety feature in it. So if you have to, when you're skinning your possum or your armadillo, if you got to hold it in your mouth, to pull a leg off or something like that, and you swallow it, you're not going to die. So look here. Look at that. That there is just like a hole in the Lifesaver. And look at here. Look at here. It's got another. It's got two of them, right? So if you swallow it this way, when it's open, you're going to live. If you swallow it this way, when it's closed, you're going to live, right? So, this here's vibranium. That there's the poker. That there's the cutter. And that there is the safety hole. The safety valve right there and right there. Now, look here. Look here. This right here is made out of solid 14 karat gold. Right there. Solid gold. Solid gold. That there Tim Fisher feller. This here knife, this EMPEDC Relative, this thing costs like $300,000 because this here's solid gold. Now, Now, how do you close this here hobbit sword? Right here, it's got a clutch. Now, you just push on that clutch, and then the poker goes right back in there. Now, when you go to open it, it's automatic. You don't have to push the clutch. You just open it. But when you go to close it, it's like a stick shift. You got to push the clutch. All right. So let's look at this here part, what you hold on to. This here part, what you hold on to, is made out of some space age plastic, like that there Elon Musk uses on his spaceships. Is it Elron? Enron. Enron. It's Enron. Hey, Bubba, what's that Elon Musk's name? Is it Elron or Enron? You know, that Musk feller what's got the tweeter and all the spaceships? Elroy. All right. This here right here is made out of some space age plastic. What that same plastic that Elroy Musk uses on his spaceships. And you can tell because right there in solid 14 karat gold is Elroy Musk's little logo. That there's the Space Force logo. That Elon Musk owns Space Force. And look there. Look there. That is solid 14 karat gold bullion right there. We got vibranium. We got space age, Space Force plastic. This thing here's got safety features. And look here. Look here right there. Right there looks like a little baby ladder. That's for if you swallow it when you're skinning a possum, it won't go all the way down in your belly. It'll stop it. That there is like some skid marks. That there's like some grip tape. So when it's going down in your gullet, it won't get all the way down in your belly. It'll stop, right? When it happened to Granny, it didn't have none of these here grip tape. It didn't have none of them there safety valves neither. So this here hobbit sword is pretty darn fancy, this EMPEDC relative. And looky here, this thing's holler. It's holler. You can see right through it. You see me? I'll see you right there. Look at that. Look. What you think about that? Huh? Listen here, Tim Fisherfeller people. Don't be doing like that Tim Fisherfeller. Thinking he's cool. Like one of them city folks, right? That's not cool. Now, Tim Fisherfeller, he got picked up by the government. Hey, Bubba. Yeah, he got that Tim Fisherfeller got picked up by the government. I'm not going to do too many of these here knife videos because the government come after me, too. I'm just trying to keep his little TV show going, his little world premieres until he gets back from Fort Knox. Yep, they got him. I knew they was going to get him. You can switch to grandpa knives if you want to. It don't matter. He's got more knives than anybody should have in the whole wide world. So look at here, Tim Look at here, Tim Fisherfeller people. This here is the greatest knife in the history of the whole wide world. The whole wide world. This here is the greatest knife in the history of the whole wide world. This here is called the EMPEDC Kinfolk. And it belongs to that there Tim Fisherfeller. What you think about that? So, remember, don't be doing that. Don't do that. That there's irresponsible. Just like this. Just like that. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. This right here, that's just silly. That's just silly. That's part of the reason why the government picked him up, right? Because they seen him doing irresponsible. Just irresponsible. Just, hey man, look at me, I'm cool. Right? He's like, look at me, how cool. That's the government. The government don't play that kind of bull crap, man. So they got him. So look at here. EMPEDC Kinfolk. Solid gold. 14 karat gold bullion. It's got the vibranium. It's got the Space Force plastic. It's got the safety valves. It's got the cutter. And it's got the poker right there. Everything you need to have the greatest knife in the history of the whole wide world. That's it there, Tim Fisherfeller people. Class is over, man. That's all. That's it. Why y'all still here? Go on now. It's done.